Promised Land is situated in a mountainous area 800 meters above sea level. Jerusalem, the city of peace. With a 3,000-year history, differing religions and ways of life coexist here. Now I'm departing from the old city and heading for an ancient trade route that cuts through the Negev desert. I'm off to see the Incense Route. Israel is situated in a key location which connects the east and the west. I'm heading from Tel Aviv, Israel's capital, to Moa, the starting point of the ancient Incense Route. Israel's Incense Route makes up about 150 kilometers and passes through the ancient cities of Moa, Mitzpe Ramon, Avdat, and Haluzah, then reaches the Gaza Strip. The Negev Desert constitutes 60% of Israeli land. From the air above, it looks bumpy. The roads continue seemingly forever through the rugged desert and valleys. Along the desert valleys lies the Incense Route. Where does it begin and where does it end? I'm happy to find these signs that are all over Israel. They're spice shops. As soon as I step in, the spicy aroma hits my nose. There are over 150 kinds of spices in this shop alone. The owner of the shop proudly thrusts forth one of the many spices.
이 향이 굉장히 달콤해요. 어떻게 광야에서 나는 풀이 이렇게 향이 달콤한 그 자체입니다.
Spices are one of the most essential ingredients in Israeli cuisine. Its history dates back quite far.
향료길이 생기게 된 것은 유럽 사람들이 동양의 향을 아주 좋아합니다. 그래서 인도, 예멘, 사우디 등 이 중동 지역에서 나는 이 향의 그 근원이 되는 향료들을 유럽 사람들이 엄청나게 가져가면서 향료길이 형성이 된 거죠.
The Incense Route approximately reaches a total of 2,000 kilometers. The procession of merchants transporting spices reached Israeli land all the way from Petra, Jordan, across the sea. On a nice day with pretty clouds, I reach a place called Moa, a place that lies in the east next to Jordan and 4 kilometers in from the Israeli border. This is the starting point of the Israeli Incense Route.
2000년 전에 예멘에서 사우디아라비아를 거쳐서 요르단과 이곳 이스라엘을 거쳐서 유럽까지 가던 향료길의 시작점이 서 있습니다.
Merchants from Yemen would head to Gaza and then board a boat to Rome.
כמה קילומטר מפה לעזה?
מפה לעזה זה בסביבות ה-200 קילומטר, 180 קילומטר.
וואו.
Negev in Hebrew means south or barren land. I can get a good sense how it got its name from this extremely bumpy car ride. The way was nothing but gravel, sand, and rough, dry, and sandy winds. It's so nice to encounter camels along the way. Camels have been used as modes of transportation in the desert, and they were essential for merchants to transport spices. Life grows even in such a desolate desert. I come across a siddim tree or an acacia sayal tree. The average amount of annual precipitation in the Negev desert is so little that it is less than 1/4 of that of Korea's. However, the reason that the siddim tree can grow so verdant, even in such a barren terrain, is because its roots delve as deep as 70 meters underground to absorb water. The masters of the Incense Route were Nabataeans. It is said that they dominated the Incense Route and prospered for about 500 years since 300 BC. It has been about 3 hours since we started driving into the desert. The camping grounds of the ancient merchants appear at the top of a hill.
네바테안들의 중요한 역할 중에 하나가 이 귀중한 그 향신료를 싣고 가던 이 대상들을 또 보호해주고 오히려 자기 건물 안에 들어온 사람들을 밖에 적으로부터 보호를 해주는 역할을 합니다.
Carrying spices, which were more expensive than gold at the time, was a life-risking journey.
건물 안에 한낮에는 아주 덥잖아요. 그래서 이 벽이 한 50cm 되는 벽으로 이렇게 막아놓고 시원한 이렇게 그늘에서 혹시 적으로부터 이 대상들을 지키는 그러한 보초를 쓴 거죠, 이렇게.
For merchants, safety from thieves was what was most important.
네.
56 enormous merchant dwellings were discovered from Yemen to Gaza. Near the camping sites, water storage tanks that they used were also discovered.
המים היו יורדים מפה בשיטפון, יורדים לפה, פה יש בור, כל הבוץ שוקע, כבד, ואז המים זורמים פה, ודרך החור נכנסים פנימה. זורמים,
מים
ונכנסים.
They gather the rainwater that falls during the 4-month wet season from November to March to be used for the dry season, which lasts about 7 months. Curious to see how it works, I entered to take a look for myself. I'm surprised to see that it's much more spacious than I expected. The rainwater enters through that little opening.
이 천정을 보게 되면은 이 돌을 조금씩 깎아서 양쪽에 심의 무게를 두면서 지붕을 두지 않고 이미 2000년 전에 아치형 지붕을 만들었다고 하는 거예요. 와, 맞지? 여름 내내 수천 명의 지나는 대상들이 사용할 수 있는 물을 저장하는 거예요. 이 기오라 말에 의하면은 오늘날 그 엔지니어들이 이 시스템을 할 수 없을 정도로 아주 수준 높은.
After replenishing on water, merchants would be on their way again. How did the ancient Nabataeans cross this desert? The road is so rugged that you can't make it without a 4-wheel drive car. But I stepped back from the steering wheel despite 20 years of driving experience.
기어오라가 번갈아 가면서 저와 함께 운전을 하고 있어요.
Thousands of years ago, this road was for camels, not cars, which is why our cars, as well as the people driving them, are having quite an ordeal. We barely make it up the hill. There are countless paths like this along the Incense Route. The landscape unfolds in a panorama before us. From where we're standing, I can see the road we have traveled and the road that lies ahead in a single glance.
대상들이 이 와디를 통해서 험한 산을 넘지 않고 이 먼 거리를 이동할 수 있는 길 역할을 합니다. 와디야말로 사막의 아스팔트, 사막의 대로라 갈 수 있어요.
What would they have done without wadis? It is said that the camels had to travel a full 2.5 months to cross the Negev, carrying loads of spices.
דרך הבשמים, ואז צריכים לחשוב על איך הם עשו את זה. הם היו גדולים. להעלות את כל זה בגמלים ולהביא בשמים מרחוק לפה, זה לא יודע, זה משגע.
There is no place to rest or eat in the desert. This is why my local guide, with many years of experience, has made sure to bring several things with him.
Fix it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is enough. This is a kochav reihani. This leaf is very perfect for the tea. After we boiling the water, we mix it.
This Bedouin tea is said to soothe the stomach and is also used for medicinal purposes.
맛이 박하보다 조금 그 순한 맛, 그런 맛이에요.
After having a cup of tea, I feel refreshed as if the dry sand that has been stuck to my throat has been washed away. With this, the day in the desert sets, leaving behind only the dry land and expansive sky. The next morning, some ibex pleasantly greet us. It's great to see a living creature after so long. Look at those enormous horns. Ibex usually live in family groups with 1 to 2 offspring. It's the male's duty to guard the family. He is standing guard at an elevated position.
이 광야에 아주 많이 있는 아이벡스 사냥입니다. 이 사냥의 특징은 그 광야에서 가장 이 절벽을 잘 타요.
The secret lies in their hooves. The inner soles are soft, while the edges are sharp, which allows them to cling tightly to the precipices and not fall. The land was hollowed out. I encounter a surprising spectacle somewhere in the middle of the Incense Route.
그러니까 이곳을 이스라엘의 그랜드 캐년이라고 해요. 이 거대한 산이 이 부드러운 모래가 쓸려나가면서 형성된 분지입니다. 이 분지는 이스라엘의 향료길에 가장 중간 지점에 위치를 해 있어서 아마 고대의 대상들이 지나가면서 보았을 가장 장관 중에 하나죠.
I wonder how the ancient merchants must have felt when they reached this spot. We encounter a paved road along the Incense Route, which feels foreign and strange. After the establishment of Israel, this road was constructed, which leads from the middle to south of the Negev. We take advantage of the road and race along. There are some yellow signs that capture my eye.
길가에 있는 낙타 조심. 낙타를 조심해라. 그냥 고속으로 달리는 차량에 낙타가 계속 차여 죽어나가는 겁니다. 그러니까 이제는 더 이상 옛 낙타들의 길이 아니죠.
At the 1/3 point along our course, we depart from the paved road and return to the ancient Incense Route.
향료길이 이 낙타가 다니기에는 뭐 더할 나위 없이 좋은 또 그런 길이지만은 오늘날 찝차가 다니기에는 군데군데 아주 난 코스가 있습니다.
The sun sets at 5 p.m. in the desert. It's so frustrating and trying, since we still have a long way to go, yet we have to clear the rocks that block the way. It seems I'll have to sleep outdoors in the desert today. But then I discover a welcoming light in the distance. It's a Bedouin house.
Salam alaikum. Salam alaikum. Salam alaikum. Salam alaikum. Wow.
Welcoming travelers into your home is an old Bedouin custom. But it seems this child is not accustomed to foreigners. There are approximately 160,000 Bedouins living in Israel. About half of them live in the Negev desert. Beda means desert in Arabic.
이게 왜? בקיבוץ, ברביבים.
A cup of tea in an arid desert is the perfect restorative.
테 베두이.
תפאדל. שוכרן.
슈크란.
שוכרן.
The master of the house returns late in the evening.
סלאם עליכום. מקוריאה. כמה משפחה פה? ילדים או...
אני ועוד אח באמא ועוד אחות.
כמה סך כמה יש?
סך הכל יש לזה 20 איש. ההוא שלה.
מה אתה עושה פה? עם אבא?
As the patriarch of a large extended family, he raises goats and camels to take care of them.
משפחה של כמה שנים במדבר? כמה שנים? משפחה. סבא, סבתא, 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 סבתא. אתה זוכר?
כמעט 700 שנה.
700? בנגב?
בהר הנגב.
כל הכבוד.
כן. יש פה תקבורות בים.
כל הכבוד. אתה אוהב נגב?
כן, אני אוהבתי פה. אני נשאר פה.
Bedouins are well known for their gracious hospitality toward guests, because although that person is the guest today, I may be a guest tomorrow.
هذا مقلوبة
마구루바.
مقلوبة
마구루바. 마구루바. 고기하고 이렇게 밥을 함께 싸서 그러니까 숟갈 대신 이렇게 싸서 담아서.
Seeing how the Bedouins are so hospitable to strangers makes me think that I should be more giving too.
5성급 이불. 광야에 이 정도 텐트면은 이건 5성급이 아니라 만성급이고요. 이 베드윈 텐트에 오니까 밥 먹고 나서 할 게 없네요. 전기도 없고 그렇다고 샤워 시설이 있는 것도 아니고 그냥 밥 먹고 일찍 잘랍니다.
I'm able to go to sleep comfortably thanks to the warm hospitality of the Bedouins. The sun is the clock in the desert. Children help out with household chores before they leave for school. There are 60 goats and 10 camels that this household is raising. The women are in charge of milking them and making cheese and yogurt. However, the nanny goat is dry. This is the oven in which they bake bread each morning. She is no novice with the dough. Of course, this is because Bedouin women start baking bread when they're 10 years old, while the men start herding the animals. Learning over her shoulder, I give it a try, but I'm all thumbs. A small hole forms in the dough, which starts hopelessly expanding. This is the traditional Arab bread khubz, which contains only flour, water, and salt. They bake bread hot and fresh twice a day in the mornings and evenings. There is nothing that goes to waste in the desert. I wonder what's in the ammunition box. It's Bedouin coffee. They roast and grind fresh coffee every day and drink it.
베두인 커피 가하와. 매일 아침 이렇게 커피를 빻아서
아주 향이 진해요.
Coffee, brewed in the traditional Arabic way, doesn't just have a rich aroma. It's very bitter because it doesn't contain any sugar, but this is how traditional Bedouin coffee is drunk. Their breakfast menu is the same every day. Laban, a type of yogurt, with olives, pickles, and tomatoes. It's a healthy diet that doesn't contain any artificial seasoning.
빵을 그냥 뜯어서 먹는 게 아니고 이렇게 숟갈 모양을 만들어서 이렇게 해서 이제 뭘
If you eat with your hands, they may become a mess from the oil and seasoning. But it's quite convenient since they use the bread as spoons.
숟갈 모양을 만들어서 드시는 거야.
It's a simple but nice Bedouin meal made with care.
아, 그래.
I'm touched by the richness of the Bedouin heart in a desert where water and food are scarce. I feel refreshed, getting back on the road after a filling breakfast. But then I see something in the distance. With a closer look, I see large camel statues. An ancient historic site unfolds behind them. Imagine how such a large city could exist in the desert. Isn't it amazing?
그 고대 향료길에 남아 있는 도시 중에서 가장 그 건물과 도시 형태가 잘 아직도 남아 있는 곳이 바로 이 아부닷입니다.
Around 400 BC, this was once quite a large city, as it was the kingdom city of the Nabataeans. Today, only remnants remain, so you'll have to use your imagination.
대광장과 같지만은 이 지붕까지 해서 정도니까 이 정도 규모면은 대회당 정도의 충분한 기능을 하고도 남았네요. 아직까지도 저 기둥들이 많이.
It's thanks to the Nabataeans that they were able to transport spices safely from the Arabian Peninsula to Rome.
와, 최고의 전망대네요.
Living in the desert, the Nabataeans knew the geography well, but they were slowly forgotten with the decline of the spice trade. About 2/3 along the total course, a landscape different from that of the desert spreads before me. Before arriving at the Gaza port, the merchants would rest at this northernmost city. There, olive groves unfold before me.
고대 향로 루트에 있던 거점 도시 할루자는 당시에 올리브 생산으로 아주 유명했어요. 그래서 엄청난 양이 재배되어서 유럽으로 보내졌는데 수천 년이 지난 지금 향로길은 없어졌지만은 이 올리브는 여전히 엄청난 양을 재배를 하고 있습니다.
Despite the region's lack of water, olive cultivation has had a long-standing history. Today, about 150,000 olive trees are grown. What has changed from the past is how they harvest the olives. The olive harvest begins in September. At times, trees break from being shaken so hard. Haluza olives, with its 6,000-year history, are the most popular health food. This is how olive oil is produced, which is then exported to countries all over the world.
이제 우리는 그 향로길의 마지막 종착점인 가자 지역으로 향하고 있습니다.
I'm a bit concerned whether we will be able to pass through to the Gaza Strip, which is Palestinian territory. True to my worries, intense inspection is being enforced. The road barricades have been set closer in than usual.
아이고, 막혔네.
What you see in the distance is the Gaza Strip. The ancient Incense Route, which amounts to approximately 150 kilometers, ends there, where the spices would cross the ocean to Rome.
כאן אסור להיות פה. אסור, סגרו פה, פה ירו על אוטובוס.
הבנתי.
פה ירו טיל, אני לא
We
רוצה
plead
שיקרו
our
לכם.
case to them, but we're declined. Since we can't get into the Gaza Strip, we're going to a place where we can see how it was during the Roman Empire instead. This is Caesarea, a city located north of the Gaza Strip. As the greatest port city built during the Roman Empire to dominate trade between Rome and the Middle East, it retains traces of that period. Their amphitheater allows up to 3,000 people to enjoy the opera without any microphones.
Good, very nice, very nice.
The light breeze blowing from the Mediterranean creates a very different ambiance from that of the desert up until now. The Incense Route was formed due to the need of immense quantities of spices that would be used as sacred herbs for the ancient temples, as well as medicinal and cosmetic purposes.
수천 킬로의 향력길을 통과해서 지중해에 도착했을 때 그 대상들의 마음이 어땠을까 이런 생각이 드네요.
From the Arabian Peninsula to the Mediterranean Sea, the Incense Route, almost 2,000 kilometers long, ends here. But its fragrance seems to linger to this day, even after more than 2,000 years have passed.